Hey you guys, happy Halloween! Now I made this video years ago and I thought it would be fun to share it. Now the recipes in the video were created with a Blendtec blender, but you can easily make these with any Vitamix machine. Hey you guys, how you doing? My name is Henry. Now if you expect me to act like a zombie based on the way I look, think again, okay? Because I like to smile, okay? Now this is a very Blendtec Halloween, complete with all the trimmings and the decorations, and it's going to be a little bit suspenseful and a little bit haunted, so be ready, okay? So today we're going to be making pumpkin spice smoothies, pumpkin and black bean soup, and carrot juice, fresh carrot juice. So if you guys are ready to spend Halloween with me, come along and let's get started. So I'm going to use this butter knife to cut our pumpkin in half and prepare for baking. Now pumpkins have tough skin, you guys, so you want to make sure you jam the knife down into the pumpkin. Okay. Alright, so just go ahead and cut it like you see me doing it. Just cut it in half and you're going to see some delicious stuff on the inside. I mean, really delicious stuff. Hey, don't forget you guys, this is Halloween, okay? Okay, so inside the pumpkin you're going to see flesh and pumpkin seeds. You want to remove all these seeds in the flesh before baking. So put your oven on 350 degrees and bake them for 1 hour. Okay, so this is the pumpkin flesh after the pumpkin's been baked. You know, this stuff kind of looks pretty ghouly, like you see them in a horror film, right you guys? Okay, so make sure you just push it down as far as you can close to the blades because we're going to puree this. Okay, so I'm going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Now I love maple syrup, you guys, because it's very low in the glycemic index. And you guys, please don't use Mrs. Butterworth or some other pancake syrup. It's not the same, okay? Now 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Adding in 1/8 teaspoon of fresh ground nutmeg. And 1/2 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice. So I'm going to go ahead and spoon the rest of the mixture into the ice tray, and then we're going to go ahead and put it in the freezer, okay? Now, 1 pumpkin should make at least 2 cups of ice cubes. To make the pumpkin spice smoothie, we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of coconut cream, and this entire smoothie is 100% non-dairy. Then 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground nutmeg. I'm going to be using agave nectar as a sweetener, and you guys can use any type of agave nectar that you prefer. So we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of agave nectar. Now I'm adding in 1.5 cups of almond milk. Now I highly recommend that you guys use unsweetened and unflavored almond milk. The guest of honor, okay, these are our pumpkin ice cubes that we made earlier. So we're going to put in 1 cup of our pumpkin ice cubes. And 1.5 cups of ice. Now I still added ice even though our pumpkin is frozen because pumpkin is too dense to give a real frozen texture. Okay, you ghosts and goblins ready? Okay, here we go. Oh man, this looks perfect. Just what I wanted, exactly. Now what you're looking for is more of a frappe type texture, a little bit more frozen. It's perfect, you guys. I wish you were here to try this. I'm going to garnish our pumpkin spice smoothie with non-dairy whipped cream. Now this is the same coconut cream, you guys, that I use in the smoothie recipe. So you can use it as an ingredient, or you can whip it up for a whipped topping like you see here. I add a little bit of powdered sugar and a little bit of vanilla extract, and that's perfect. And now I'm going to add an orange straw for the Halloween festive occasion, and there you go. Now you guys, I spent $5 at Jamba Juice for a pumpkin smoothie the other day. Full of sugar, just not even delicious, no fresh ingredients. The only way is to make it at home like this. But this one's mine. To make the pumpkin black bean soup, I'm going to put in 3 cups of low sodium vegetable broth. And this is hot right off the stove. 1 cup of cooked and rinsed black beans. 1/2 cup of chopped and sauteed onions. And I used a yellow onion, you guys. They're a lot sweeter and they add a lot of flavor. 3 to 5 cloves of roasted garlic. 3 tablespoons of lime juice. 1 small jalapeno pepper, seeded and cut in half. 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. 1 teaspoon of coarse kosher salt. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. 1/4 cup of coarsely chopped red bell pepper. And now the guest of honor again, okay? So we're going to put in 1/2 cup of the pumpkin puree that we made earlier. Now this is not the same pumpkin that we put in the freezer, okay? Pumpkin adds a nice texture to the soup. It doesn't make it a strong pumpkin flavor, just adds a little more character to it. And now 2 teaspoons of pure maple syrup. Now this is going to give a sweet and savory kind of flavor. And at the same time, it's going to accentuate the pumpkin and adds a little bit of character for the perfect balance. So I'm going to go ahead here and add in some black beans for a texture in the soup. And 1/4 cup of chopped red bell pepper. And I'm going to go ahead and add a few scallions, you guys. There's no rule to this one, so you can put in as much or as little as you like. Okay, I'm going to put the lid plug back. I'm going to go ahead and use the pulse feature so I can just pulse it into the right texture. Now I'm going to move the Blendtec off the counter, you guys, so I can set up the presentation for our soup. I'll be right back. Okay, I have everything all set up. You can see I have some delicious, fresh, crunchy sourdough bread to go with our delicious pumpkin black bean soup. Everything's delicious. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and ladle this soup right into the bowl. Now, I know I say this all the time, you guys, but oh man, I wish you guys were here to try this. It smells so good. Oh man. It's creamy, or is it screamy? Okay. Anyway, dip that sourdough bread in the soup, and man, life is so good. Well, we're not finished yet. I'm going to be adding in some of the pumpkin puree that we made earlier. Now, because the soup actually has a color of a black bean soup, not necessarily pumpkin, I always like people to know exactly what they're eating, so you always want to garnish something at the top that resembles what's inside the soup. So in this case, pumpkin. And it kind of looks like orange worms. And of course I'm going to garnish with some black beans. And once again, it gives your guests an idea of what they're actually eating, and it also dresses up the plate. And lastly, these delicious squishy eyeballs. You guys should taste these. Okay? I'm going to put them on our soup for our garnish. Here's the first one. And I'm going to add another one. Okay? And another one. Okay. Alright, just one more, I promise. Okay. This is a better soup that you guys can get at the Munsters. You guys remember the Munsters TV show? And there you go. So for the carrot apple juice, we're going to put in 2 cups of filtered water. Now 2 teaspoons of honey. Now you can use any type of honey that you like, but I would recommend not using anything with extra flavors like orange honey because you don't want to change the taste of the carrot apple juice. 3 teaspoons of lemon juice. 1/2 of a green apple, and I highly recommend using Granny Smith because they're more tart. 1.5 cups of baby carrots, or any chopped carrots that you like. 1 cup of ice cubes. Now I have a few friends over here, you guys, watching me make this carrot apple juice video. So they're all waiting for a drink. So I'm going to put in some ice cubes first, some very cold ice cubes. Oh man, you guys, the carrot apple juice came out great. Perfect texture. Ah, you guys probably thought this was going to be regular carrot apple juice, huh? Now this is my magic potion, okay? It's to get rid of the ghosts and the goblins, you guys. Now I haven't tried my magic potion to kill off any witches or zombies yet, but you can try, okay? And of course one for the cook, okay? I can't invite friends over here to drink carrot apple juice and I don't make one for myself, of course. You know what? Aside from all these theatrics, you guys, this is one of the most refreshing drinks you could ever make in your Blendtec. And lastly, to garnish our carrot apple juice, I'm going to put in some orange worms. Of course, they're light sticks. Okay, let's just get real, okay? I just wanted to dress it up for the festive occasion. And there you go. And happy Halloween, you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support. This has been an amazing year. I truly appreciate you.